Yep,
Yeah,
get
it's recording.
started.
Okay.
All right,
All
so
right.
let's pull up this. Do we all have to pull up
I
our
Yeah, we each have to
spreadsheets?
fill our own. Do you want to
mm,
start?
I
Do
get
I want to
started.
start? Oh, yeah, Hudson, you're totally fine with that.
Uh,
So,
trying.
Hudson, you can go over Taj, and then I'm totally fine with either doing Alley Cat or Edgar. Do you have a preference, Hannah, for like
I think
talking about
that
on
like
special?
I think what we're supposed to do is we're supposed to just show like our whole planning spreadsheet. Because like if you change the production on one thing, it's going to change the production on everything. So if we each
Yeah.
showed our like own separate ones, I don't think that
Okay.
would like work. So I think we just need to show like the whole spreadsheet.
I'm trying. Hold on. There's two. I'm trying to make sure I share the right one. I have like two downloaded for some reason.
Oh yeah, same. One's like to OneDrive and one is actually on my computer.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll just start with you and see what you got, and then we'll compare ours and then finalize our plan for the first
Okay, so you guys can
question.
all see this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
So to start off, I just focused like I kind of treated it like scenario 100 at first and just like lowered this 1,000 at a time and lower and heightened this 1,000 at a time until like it got me as low lost sales as possible. And once I got to that point, it still had like probably like four or five in each of these with lost sales. So I just kind of went to the like price and kind of messed around, shot like whatever. Like I tried the first months at first and it wasn't giving me any like results. So I just ended up changing two of these right here to take off the last sales down here. And then after that, I just went down to this, and I figured out that Alley Cat, since it's more popular in the summer months, I just used a slow train of increasing the price as we went up into the summer months until it like reached a peak that like gave all my lost sales were gone. And then as we like lowered production, like I just went back to the same like trend down, and that worked out really well. I thought it was just really nice, easy, like guessing prices, like super easy. And
Mm-hmm.
for Edgar Ale, I just did the same, like trying out different strategies and found that it just needed a light increase at the beginning and then like let it settle and then let it increase even more at the end to finish off getting lost sales. Ooh,
Okay. Well, yeah, that is definitely, if you want to stop sharing your screen, Hudson, I can share mine at this point.
okay.
Um,
How do I stop?
okay.
How how do I stop sharing? There it
I
is.
yeah. Okay. So let me share my screen here. Hold on. Okay. This is not the right one. Hold on. That is not the right one. I don't know why it did that. Anyway,
Is that mine?
no, it's not yours. Yours should be, I don't know, honestly, to be quite honest with you. But
There
okay,
you
can you
go. I
guys
see
see my
yours. I
screen?
see it.
Okay. Okay. So, mine was pretty similar to Hudson's. So with Taj Mahal to start, uh, we kind of kept the price pretty much around the same in $1, boundaries. But we started off in the winter months with 1720. That was probably the highest we were gonna go. And throughout, it was pretty consistent until about August. And then it dropped down to 1650. And as you can see over here on the right, We started with production being lower in the winter months and increased it all the way to 5,500 by the time December rolled around. Then going with Alley Cat, you definitely see a price fluctuation here. We started with 1550, which was lower, and then we gradually increased it each month by about 50 cents to $1. It reached its peak around July, which was 1830. And then once the summer months ended, we slowly went back down in price and went back to around 1525 there. And as you can see in the production for Alley Cat, we start at 6,000 and we gradually lower the production. And then for Edgar Ale, my numbers pretty much stayed the same the entire time, only by raising like a couple 10 cents or so. We started around 1450, kept that pretty consistent until about April. Once the summer ones kind of rolled around, we decreased it a little bit and then we boosted it all the way up into $16 by the end of September. And then once those winter months started coming around, we definitely lowered down until the 14s. And then I ended up getting an EBT of 212. And after like going over this and with the analysis, you can see that Taj Mahal is obviously the most profitable and Edgar Ale is the least profitable. So we just want to ensure that we're maintaining more of this and keeping our eyes more on this than of Edgar Ale. But also since it is a super popular beer, only increasing in production because it just gets more and more over time. But also with the price, keeping it pretty consistent because Taj Mahal is the most elastic. And then that is kind of everything I have. So I'm going to pass it over to Hannah and she'll share her screen.
We'll see if I can do this.
Mhm.
How do I share my screen? Is it like, oh, share content?
Mhm.
Mm,
Well, I guess while we're waiting, I could talk about like the colors on that spreadsheet and how like the colors of the cells helped us especially identify like the gray boxes showing us exactly like those are the only boxes that you can change and how the highlighted boxes are just the info boxes, like the important info that you need to be looking at. So they're highlighted. And I think that was pretty important to show
Yeah.
the colors.
Yeah, and to touch on that a little more with the decision variables, obviously the only things that can be changed inside the spreadsheet were production as well as price. So those are the variables we did base it on. If we look at independent versus dependent, causation does not always mean correlation. And so with Taj Mahal, it is the most elastic. So when we increase that revenue, um, meaning like how much we're generating, we also had to increase it in price. You see that when we increase production on the right side there. So that is an example of what we identified as a decision variable. And then the parameters for the entire thing was basically ensuring that we weren't overpricing it or underpricing it, and we weren't running out of production because we didn't want to have any lost sales. But also the objective, right? And this goes back to what I was just saying, was not having any lost sales and keeping the EBT at 210,000. So we based our numbers with production as well as price to achieve that objective.
Okay, I need help sharing my screen. Is it like the share thing and then
Yep.
share screen?
Yep.
Okay. And then is there something I should be seeing?
I
Is
think
it
you
like
gotta maybe choose the spreadsheet, like choose the file.
choose the file?
Hmm
How do I Okay,
So
so
you're
I
gonna go up to the
went
top right,
window.
right next to leave, the leave button. Do you
Yeah,
see
so I,
that?
I clicked on share, I clicked on screen window or tab. Now I clicked on window, but it's only showing this window.
Just click on screen, and then
Entire
once you click
screen.
on screen, you can navigate whatever you would like to share.
Okay, it's just saying entire screen. I'm gonna see if this
Just do
works.
it. Yeah.
That's what I tried last time. We need permission to share your screen. I don't enjoy doing this. I wish there was an easier way I could just show you.
Here,
Hey,
if you would like to send me it, I can show it onto mine. I don't know because of the macro
I've
enabled.
got some pictures on my phone that I took.
Yeah.
Maybe that will work, right? Of like each of the Taj things to the things. But so here's like
Oh,
a okay, we'll see if like my phone will. You guys, can you see like the numbers?
They're pretty tiny.
Okay, but I just want to have proof that I did it and that it's there. So, Mr. Wagner, I did it, I promise. And so I will now say like what it is. Okay. So I started off for Taj Mahal, my production, I started around like 3,000 and like I gradually increased production and it was kind of the opposite for production of Alley Cat. I started like up at like 6,000, like went all the way down to 1,000. So like it was very like reverse. So I definitely started producing a lot more Alley Cat than Taj, and then gradually I reversed how much of it I produced. For my prices for Taj Mahal, I started around like 1720, then like started gradually lowering my price so that people would buy more Taj Mahal. So started at 1720, went down to 17 around March, down to 1650 at September, and then 16 at November. And then for my Alley Cat, I started at like 1550 for the price. And then in April, I changed it to 16, May 1650, June 1742, July 1840, August 1731, September 17, October 1560, and in December 1520. So started low, raised it way up in the summer prices, and then back down again. And then obviously for production for that, I already said it, but started really high and then gradually lowered it.
Yeah.
And then for Edgar Ale, um, the production ended up being like kind of consistent, I guess. It was definitely
Mm.
more like started around like 1,000, then grew to like 2,000, then um 2,000, then 4,000. So I guess like the production of that increased over time as well. And then which makes sense because it's more popular in the winter months. And then my prices for it started at like 1450, and then in May I like lowered it to like 1430, June to 14, and then around August I started raising it up again, so 1463, 16, and then in October, November, and December I lowered it again. Don't know why, but I ended up getting an EBT of 212,000 something. But yeah.
So, okay, perfect. And I think it aligns very well with our like plan. I think we all generally have the same idea, which is for Taj Mahal, we're lowering the price gradually, starting from January at 1720 all the way down to 16, and we're increasing production. And then because it's most elastic, like I highlighted, in Alley Cat, we are starting off lower, then increasing it in the summer months, and then dropping it back down with the winter months, as well as decreasing production for the most part up until like August area. It goes back up for a little bit, but gradually, for the most part, lowering production as the months continue. And then for Edgar Ale, since we could only change the price, um, just keeping it around 1450 for the most part up until September. We raise it to 16, but then it goes back down. So I think that is a good generalization of what our plan should be.
Now we can do those production orders probably
Yeah,
because
but we do
our
need to touch on a couple things really quickly. So,
okay.
Hannah, could you explain really quickly how the equation for elasticity and each of the product's price points are incorporating and changing the demand forecast and product pricing?
Yeah, it's pretty simple. If there's a higher elasticity, then the more that you change the price, the more that the demand is going to change. So for Taj Mahal, the elasticity was like 4 point something, and that's like a lot higher than the other ones,
Yeah.
which meant that if we
Mhm.
lowered the price, then the demand is going to grow a lot. So that was definitely like a key strategy for that was lowering Taj Mahal's price
Mm.
and
Yes.
increasing production because that will get us more money because it's very elastic.
Mhm.
With Alley Cat, when it has a little bit less elasticity than Taj Mahal, which means that when we change the price, the demand doesn't change quite as much, but it still changes quite a bit. So in the summer months, when we raised the price, the demand did go down,
Yeah.
which was good. We wanted that, so we didn't have lost sales.
Yeah.
And then Edgar Ale, it changed the least. So having a little bit higher prices for Edgar, like raising the price for Edgar, wouldn't change the demand as much. So
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
less
And
higher for those.
then I want to cover really quickly with the spreadsheet why we shouldn't have any lost sales because we can just raise the price, which will generate more revenue
Mhm.
without losing people that will buy it. And that kind of ties into what Hannah said before with Taj is the most elastic and Edgar is the least elastic. So as long as we base our numbers and our production orders around those concepts, we'll be able to not have any lost sales. And then one more thing we do have to go on is how the spreadsheet inventory graph can be used to provide insight into the production planning strategy.
Mhm.
So I
I
think,
I That's
yeah,
pretty like simple because it just shows us how Alley Cat is like Alley Cat's always gonna be increased super high to a high inventory and then drop really low and then goes back up towards the end because you're trying to stock back up.
yeah,
And it can also be shown to just see like Taj Mahal is like our most consistent. You want to keep that just steady inventory, let it slowly go down, and then we'll raise it back up and Edgar Ale is like about the same but a little lower than that. So it's just good to see like how our inventory it's good to show how the inventory should look.
yeah, absolutely. And just to bounce off that really quick before we put in these production orders, you see that Taj Mahal, you're increasing the production until April, and then it drastically goes back down. Um, and then we kind of see a little bit of a raise from October through December. And then, like you said, it's kind of very consistent with Edgar and Alley Cat, where it kind of just gradually goes down from January all the way through August. And then we kind of see a little bit of shift, but it's a good insight as to how we can plan our productions around our price points and so on
Hmm.
and so forth. So I'm going to continue to share my screen and go to production creation. And does anybody have any comments before I put in this order, like any thoughts, ideas, stuff like that, so we can ensure we
No,
do this?
I
No, we
mean,
definitely want to start with like more Alley Cat.
hmm
I wanna
so I think our
repeat.
first order should be 3 Alley Cat, 1 Taj Mahal.
Well, hold on, because with the graph that we were just looking at, we see that um, for the production, we have
Or should we
to
just do
raise
4
it up
4
until April.
what do you think then? 4 Alley Cat?
I think I think that we should probably do either way. I think Taj Mahal needs to be raised because if you're looking at the graph, like it skyrockets and then it just goes way down after that with the production, so we won't have to make as many. So I think
Right. That's Alley
Taj
Cat.
Mahal, that's Alley Cat right here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I said the wrong thing. Sorry, Mr. Wagner. I was a little confused for a second. Okay, so Alley Cat, yeah. Alley Cat for sure. So yes, I am on board with you about that. I just got a little confused. So for sure, I would do you want to do 2-1-1 or would you want to do 3-1? I think because I'm
Three
seeing like
one.
here
I
in
think we.
February, it doesn't go down very much and it starts at 6,000. That
So you think we do? I think we do maybe. I don't know. I was thinking maybe start off like do 2-1-1 and then an order of almost full Alley Cat just to get it to skyrocket.
okay, so
Like
because we put in 8 orders, right?
yeah, so it's 2-1-1 and then 4 Alley Cat.
Okay, so creating production order for Alley Cat, and then 1 Edgar and 1 Taj Mahal. And then you want me to put in 4 Alley Cats, right?
What do we think? I mean,
I think
I
that
think
that is very beneficial.
that's
And then
good. Yeah.
yeah, because like you're seeing only a gradual decrease over time, but with Alley Cat, like if we don't have the production for it, it's gonna drop way down because of the
Mm-hmm.
demand.
Right.
So I do agree with that. So I'll put
All
in
right.
4 Alley Cats right now. Okay, Mr. Wagner. So like we said, we did 4 Alley Cats for the second, but for the first one, we did 2 Alley Cat, 1 Edgar, and 1 Taj Mahal, and that is based on the graph that we just went through. All right, guys. Well, I think that should be
All right.
good.
Yeah, we
And
can hit stop recording or
yep,
yeah.
I think we touched on all the key points. I think Hannah froze. Um,
She's probably loading it.
oh,
Don't worry. Remember she left last time and it saved.
that's right. That's right. That's right.
Do I just skip this 2 p.m.? It's fucking 2:03 right now. I'm not walking into class 15 minutes late.
Oh, is it like mandatory?
Uh, To an extent.
Like you can't miss like a lot, but like you have a couple like passes.
Yeah, I definitely have a couple like I've skipped twice. So this would be third time. Probably shouldn't skip again after today.
Yeah, luckily because of my bronchitis, I got a doctor's note that clears me everything through Thursday. But I'm gonna
Does that
come in
clear
tomorrow.
assignments?
What?
Does that clear your assignments or just
No.
school?
Yeah, no, it doesn't clear my assignments at all. I'm still expected to get everything done. It's just me
Fuck that.
like being in class so that I don't like get everybody
Mm-hmm.
sick. So
Too bad. You're gonna have to come tomorrow.
I know, I
Mandatory,
know,
needed.
I know, I know. I'm gonna suck it up. Like literally, because of me having it, I actually was coughing so much that I strained my muscle in my ribs. So like anytime I breathe or walk or anything, it sends like a
Good
really
Lord.
sharp pain down it. So yeah, I'm going through it this week, but it will be okay.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. All right,
It will
Hudson, I'll
all
see
be
you
good.
tomorrow.
Peace out. See you
All right,
tomorrow.
peace.